Greetings, amigops and top teners everywhere. This is Mike from Top 10 with Kyle and Mike. I am joined this week, as I am every week, by our lovely, maybe coffee drinking, I can't totally tell, co-host Kyle, and our favorite brother-in-law of the pod, and yes, that means you are the second and third favorite brothers-in-law of the pod, Seamus and Steve, Ian. Ian is joining us today to talk about something. I don't know what the heck he's going to be talking about. We're going to debate this topic vigorously for somewhere in the ballpark of an hour or six. And then by the end of this episode, we will have a definitive top 10 list. Now, before I ask the boys what we're talking about, I want to make a quick note. I am in the remote, bear-infested North Country of New Hampshire. So I suspect my audio may not be up to its usual standard. However, we're going to muddle on through. So, boys, what are we talking about this week?
So, this week we're going to be talking about the top 10 Spongebob Squarepants episodes. But let me have a disclaimer out there first that none of the episodes on this list are past Season 3.
Smart
Season
move.
3, 2, and 1 are the only seasons that include top 10 worthy episodes, in my opinion. Because after Season 5, and some people might even think before that, everything turns to hot garbage. So
I want to note how powerful a statement this is coming from you, because as the listeners will remember, you came on to discuss The Office. And I think, as the kids would say, Kyle, please tell me if I'm saying this wrong. Ian, definitely tell me if I'm saying this wrong. You stan for some of the late seasons of The Office. Like, you were a serious believer that while the quality went down, there was some good stuff to be salvaged from late Office.
that's
so
definitely 100% accurate. Yeah.
So
I
for
agree.
you to come out spitting such fire about post season 3 SpongeBob means that I think we can consider it not up to snuff.
Well, the thing is though, is before I had The Office, I had SpongeBob. So people
It's the
think I
usual
was,
transition.
Yeah, they thought I was an Office aficionado. I was half of that with SpongeBob. You know how when you have the beginning of the episode and it has that little ukulele solo, depending on which episode it is, I could guess which episode it is by what the ukulele solo in the front of the episode was.
Oh, wow.
Oh my word.
So I used to be able to know everything about this show too.
How many suckers are there on each of Squidward's tentacles?
7, I think.
I don't even care if that's right. You said it so convincingly.
Let's get Angelo on this.
Yeah.
I think a key difference between those two shows, though, is that while The Office retained its writers, or at least the majority of a consistent writing staff throughout,
writers and animation both changed for SpongeBob.
The writer, and all the animation style, it's kind of a different show, and you can tell they kind of directed their focus towards the younger audience because, as we will discuss at length here, the first 3 seasons of that show are extremely intelligent and legitimately hold up.
Yeah.
Alex and I used to watch SpongeBob late at night in college, not ironically,
I would
just
still
because
do it
it's
too.
funny.
It's great.
So I'm very excited about this one. Wait, Ian, tell them what we're calling this episode. I can't believe how brilliant this is.
So I had this 4-hour layover in Princeton yesterday because my train got delayed by 4 hours. And while I was sitting in the train station, I was just kind of thinking, and I thought I would mention to Kyle that this should be named the Spongepod Squarecast.
That is perfect.
Isn't that amazing?
That is literally perfect.
The Spongepod Squarecast.
That is the name of the episode. Even though that totally breaks the convention of how we name these episodes, that's the name of this episode.
Doesn't matter. Oh my god. So, that's the backup. That's the framework. Ian is a SpongeBob savant, and so he will be enlightening us on the best SpongeBob episodes. I'm very excited, Ian. Ready when you are.
I'm thrilled. Let's get this rolling.
All right, so episode number 10 is... I'll explain to Mike the way I'm doing this. So I grouped together 2 15-minute segments as one episode.
So, but they have to have played together, obviously.
Yeah, they played together because I thought that distinguished a good episode from a great episode. Because if you have one little 15-minute segment that's fire and the other one's hot garbage, then that's a good episode. But then
It's warm garbage.
It's warm garbage, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you have like 2 mediocre episodes, it's okay. But if you have 2 really good episodes, like what you'll see with like 3, 2, 1, then that's a good episode of SpongeBob. Like it's solid all the way around.
Totally agreed, because I think this is all about what's the real experience of this, and I don't know a single kid in America who was watching just one of the 15-minute slots.
Yeah, so like some of these things might be on the list. Some people don't agree with, and some people might think that I need to add this episode in, but the other half of the episode just wasn't good enough. And that's where the honorable mentions will come in, because the honorable mentions are just the 15-minute segments.
It just throws some...
Perfect.
Yeah, it really throws some wrenches into it, because if you asked me to rank my top 5 15-minute segments...
You can't really do it.
They're not necessarily part of a 1-2 punch. So that's fascinating.
I love it. The level of scholarship that we're bringing to this topic is impressive.
Extremely professional, Ian.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kyle. So, number 10, it's the first half is pizza delivery.
Oh my gosh.
And the second half is home sweet pineapple. So I give a brief explanation of this episode, and then we can discuss it. So pizza delivery is the one where Mr. Krabs starts having the boys sell pizzas because some guy calls and orders a pizza. And instead of just being, we don't serve pizzas, he makes a damn pizza out of Krabby Patties.
Yep.
And this also includes such lines as Squidward going, "It's just a stupid rock," and it's just a stupid boulder. And it's like, it's not a boulder.
Just a boulder, Squidward.
It's a rock. or where's my drink? How am I supposed to eat this pepperoni pizza without my drink? You didn't order a drink.
Question for you: are there any songs in this episode?
I thought I would feature some of the songs just in the background as, little solo pieces, but no, there's no songs. But songs that are in episodes have been raised.
No.
Well,
I was really just prompting you to sing the song for me.
Not right now, but maybe while we're discussing it,
Okay.
The Krusty Krab pizza song?
Yeah.
So, that was a really good episode, or a good 15-minute for me. And then the second one is called Home Sweet Pineapple. Mm-hmm. And that's, if you aren't familiar, it's the one where nematodes eat SpongeBob's house. So he has to go, try to live with his friends or something. So he tries to stay with Squidward. And Squidward's, super tired. So he's like, "Squidward, could you scoot over a little bit? Squidward, can I get a pillow? Squidward, do you have a glass of water?" And Squidward fully wakes up and then kicks him out. But it just features a lot of SpongeBob's shenanigans as his house is not there. And he has to almost move.
That's a perfect example of just a totally fine episode. And when you said the name, I didn't remember exactly what it was right away. But now that you say it, I remember kind of the bones of that episode. But the delivery episode is just an all-star. So
it's an all-time episode.
So that's our baseline then, is an all-star episode with a pretty average episode.
If pizza delivery was paired with something like Missing Identity, then it'd be up there with 2 or 1.
Forget it.
Yeah.
But since it's with just a mediocre, solid episode, then it's gonna be number 10.
I like it.
Yeah. I seem to recall that the Home Sweet Pineapple episode has I think that the SpongeBob tries to move in with Patrick sequence was my favorite, as I recall.
Oh, with the spider, he keeps hitting him with a rock that he.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, because he sleepwalks.
He sleepwalks, and then SpongeBob tries to cork his mouth because of all the drool coming in.
Yeah.
And he sleeps 20 feet away from his house, and still Patrick comes over, and it's just him with it. And
that's right. It's a spider! Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of pizza delivery is, well, first of all, when SpongeBob says, "The pioneers used to ride these babies around for miles." But also just the fact that Mr. Krabs steals the phone from Squidward and just decides that they make pizza. Yeah. It's a really small detail that kind of totally encapsulates what a flint Mr. Krabs is.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And working in food service, I started to understand that more and more because these customers will come in with the most ridiculous request and still will be like, "Oh yeah, no, we can do that for you."
Sure. The customer is always right.
Could you remove the dairy from this ice cream? Sure.
Yeah.
No, but I can offer you slushies, smoothies, or our popsicles.
Might have to have Ian back on here for an ice cream pod because he's also an expert at that.
I do want to quickly interject that, as I noted, I'm in the wilderness of New Hampshire, and last night my parents told me we were going to go get ice cream. So it's my parents and Caroline and I are up here, and I said, all right, let's go get ice cream. I just want to let you know this is the biggest ice cream I've ever had. You know, heads up. I'm like, bitch, please. I've had some big ice cream in my day. So I get there, and I got a mint chocolate or mint moose tracks.
That's a good combo.
Yeah, it was delicious. I got it in a waffle cone with chocolate sprinkles, and I asked for the large. And they had put 2 scoops in, and at 2 scoops, it was the tied probably for the biggest ice cream I'd ever seen. And the girl looks at me, she goes, "Are you sure you want a third?" It's like, bitch, please, hit me. And it was the most gigantic ice cream in the history of the universe. I just thought I would share. It was
Did you finish it?
Oh yeah, destroyed it. It was the first.
How heavy was it? How heavy was it? You think?
It was over a pound.
Wow! Only wow.
Yeah, it was.
If you were a real champ,
really something.
You would have gone for 2 pounds if you were a real champ.
You know, Mikey, a good friend of the pod, Mikey Mike, could have done 2 pounds, but he's a real man. I'm just a boy.
Yeah, but that's a pretty impressive feat. I don't think I could have done, even mint chip, I don't think I could have done a pound.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But at any rate, SpongeBob is a good show.
Oh, yeah. What about number 9, Ian?
So, number 9...
Wait. No, number 9. Come on, Ian. Sing us a song. Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza
for you and me. Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Best in
Krusty Krab. Okay, thank you. That's really all I wanted.
Squidward just plodding along the whole time.
Oh, also a side note for that episode, if you don't realize, when SpongeBob is beatboxing with the pizza, he flips his hat around backwards.
Wow. So just a note, all of SpongeBob is on Amazon, is included with Amazon Prime. So if you feel the hankering to watch any of these episodes and you have a Prime subscription, that is a extremely viable path for you to do.
And if you want a discount, use the code TT asterisk KM.
They're all
Amazon, hit us up.
too. The way that we
up.
worked this, they're all grouped together.
Yeah.
All right. Now number 9.
Number 9 is the episode Something Smells and Bossy Boots. So, the way Something Smells goes is it's a Sunday, and SpongeBob usually eats a sundae for breakfast on Sunday, like an ice cream sundae.
Sure.
Of course.
And he's all out of ice cream. So, notice in the ensemble of plants he uses ketchup, onions, and like a dried up old sea nut plant.
I can taste it on my tongue.
That is the sundae he uses.
Is that the one where his breath is so bad that he like knocks people out, but he thinks that he's ugly?
He burns down the theater. So then,
yes.
One of my favorite moments from this is like SpongeBob seeing Patrick, and then Patrick saying, "You gave me the ugly." Like, I don't know why, but
I like when he goes into the bathroom at the movie theater, and there's
Yes.
another guy in there, and he says, "Excuse me, sir, please pardon my hideous ugliness." And he goes, "Not at all, good boy."
no, and then he smells him, and then it's like that freeze frame.
There's an amazing YouTube clip of all of the. So they translate the SpongeBob episodes into various languages, but for whatever reason, that like instead of just like keeping it, they actually just redid it.
Oh my
with
god!
With all the different voice actors, so there's like a 3-minute YouTube clip of just like all the noises that they recorded for the different languages.
That is incredible.
And so it's like, like that specific sound clip.
That's so good.
Yeah. So,
Oh my gosh!
what episode is Bossy Boots?
That is where Mr. Krabs gives SpongeBob the really squeaky boots.
Oh
And
my
then
god, I love the boots.
He like tries to talk with him, and then he's like, "May I take your order?" Like with the squeakiness.
This is the Telltale Heart episode.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And Mr. Krabs eventually eats the boots in the end.
The deed is done. I think this is a perfect example of how intelligent this show is. Like, what kid is going to understand that this is very clearly a reference to an Edgar Allan Poe horror story? But it is.
He rips it up under the floor and just eats the boots, like, because he can't stop hearing it.
That's like one of the episodes. It's obviously funny, but it's also just like an extremely compelling narrative, obviously, because it's taken from another story. But like, that's just good TV. It's a great 12 minutes of your life.
Yeah. And it's kind of nice. I don't actually mind when SpongeBob does some sort of like plot-driven episode. Like, most of the time I like when it's just hijinks, but I think when they go for plot, it's actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah, and I think we're probably going to talk about a few more episodes where they like very intentionally kind of pick a genre and make an episode in that vein.
Yeah.
And this is one of those. Excellent pick, Ian.
I picked it for number 9 because I figured like each episode was a little bit above average, but there's still episodes that have 2 15-minute periods that are just out of nowhere.
I'm already now like, just given this framework, I'm just trying to think of what the second episode was of some of my favorites and hoping that it was paired with a good episode.
Right, exactly.
Well, for the honorable mentions, like I said, it's just going to be the 15 minutes. So if you can think of them, just barrel those off, because I have 8 or 9.
Shoot them if you got them.
So number 8, this might be a low ball, and might deserve to be higher, but we can debate that later. This is Sponge Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot. And the Strangler episode is where SpongeBob catches a guy littering, and then he tells the police, and so he the Strangler is known as the Tattletale Strangler.
Yeah.
And he vows to strangle SpongeBob for putting him in jail. And so then SpongeBob hires him back as his bodyguard to protect him from the Strangler, which is himself. So then it shows such compelling points as when SpongeBob's trying to get into his second floor window and he has to use his shoes that have the metal spikes on them.
Yeah.
And it plunges into his eye sockets. Or like when his mustache is there and it just costs 5 cents and it's like his disguise is a fake mustache. And it comes off all along. It's like, oh wait, you are the Strangler. Like he wasn't the same person the entire time. Which is, it's basically just all a plot so you can strangle SpongeBob. And then the second episode is called Pranks a Lot, and that's where SpongeBob and Patrick go to this prank store and try to find some good stuff to prank the citizens of Bikini Bottom with. And eventually they go through their trial and error of like exploding bubblegum, joy buzzers, and then they settle on invisible paint. Or I don't know what it's called. But they spray themselves invisible, and prior to the spraying, they take off all their clothes, and it's like, the stuff stains clothes.
My favorite part of that episode is when they go to the Krusty Krab to torment Mr. Krabs, and he tries to escape, and they go, "Ooh, nice try, Krabs. We've locked the doors." And then he tries to jump out the window and just bounces back. "Nice try, Krabs. We've replaced the glass with rubber." Doesn't make any fucking sense. "We've clogged all the toilets." And then and then he splashes them with water or whatever, and they're like standing there like
with
idiots,
like a match on $1, like
Patrick's waving the foil. That is a sleeper. I forgot about that episode.
I totally forgot that episode, but that's an excellent pick.
That is the cutoff. That's the season 3 finale.
Really?
Episode. Yeah, it's the last pairing of season 3.
What a banger.
To go out with a great episode, you know? Oh my god.
And let's not sleep on the Strangler. Like, that's just...
Yes.
That's an all-around good episode.
That's just a very clever plot contrivance. Like, a tattletale strangler that happens to get caught littering. This might be a different episode where he's, like, afraid the whole episode of getting... Sorry, this is a different episode. It's the episode where Flax says he's going to kick his butt.
That's called The Bully. And he goes around, "How many times did I tell you, old man?"
He's going to beat me up. But then, like, he worries for naught because he eventually does beat him up, but he's a sponge, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it just goes right through him.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a different episode. All right, Ian, you are a podcast veteran. That means that you are well aware what happens next.
It's time to cue the music, right?
Absolutely. Go ahead and cue it whenever you're ready.
It's time for the Not Top 3.
Boom.
Thank you so much for those stankiest of stank beats.
Much stank. Wow.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
All right, Wax. What'd you do for your Not Top 3?
So these ones, I guarantee you're not going to hear of like 2 of the 3 of them because these are not. What I should have done is like the worst episodes from seasons 1, 2, and 3, but I honestly couldn't pick them because they're all so good. So these are from like later seasons. I don't even know what season these are from, but they're pretty
good. Don't
far
dignify them by their episode number.
No, but the first one's called Face Freeze, and this is where SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, and eventually Mr. Krabs are all making really stupid faces. Mm-hmm. And, like, they're trying to make each other laugh and make really stupid faces, so they all freeze like that. And then there's no way to get them undone, so then they all just look really weird for the rest of their lives. The next one, that's number 3, being one of the stupidest. The second stupidest one is called I'm With Stupid. And it's where Patrick's parents are coming to visit, and so they think he's dumb. So SpongeBob agrees to be more stupid than Patrick.
Wait, I like that episode.
Wait, what's wrong with this? I love that episode.
That's the one where they realize at the end, like, that's right, Marge, we don't have a son.
Yeah.
I just wasn't as big of a fan of it, I guess. But
I love that.
I didn't like how SpongeBob was feeling, because SpongeBob had to pretend to be dumb so Patrick looked better for his parents. And then Patrick was just being a total dick about it.
Yeah, he becomes a total jerk.
Yeah, that's true.
So he was just like, oh, he's not too quick, you know? And it's like, oh, what does he do for a living? Oh, he flips burgers, like, or something like that. And it's really stupid.
Yeah, it's a tough look for Patrick.
Patrick comes from, like, being the lovable best friend to just an asshole of SpongeBob. I didn't like that. That's why I picked this one.
I like the dad with the mustache, who I think is the fake first dad, because he looks just like one of my friend's dads.
Yeah.
And then I think the worst episode, in my opinion, or one of them, is called Earworm.
Ooh.
And it's where SpongeBob gets a song stuck in his head in the form of a literal worm. Oh. And they have to sing all these catchy songs to try to get it out of him. So it's a very catchy tune. It's called The Musical Doodle. And it's like do 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 do, and then it's just he sings that's basically SpongeBob's entire dialogue for the entire episode is just him saying "do" over and over again.
That's charming.
And it's just
I love that.
The plot isn't very good. This is like after the animation and the writers changed, and then eventually the whole thing has to go over again because I think Squidward gets the new earworm because they all have to like make a song or something or try to sing it to get SpongeBob's earworm out. So I didn't really like that one at all.
I would do you guys remember the episode where Sandy goes on vacation or something and she asks SpongeBob to watch Wormy and then he turns into like either a moth or a butterfly? But
yeah, it's
like,
a butterfly. It's called like SpongeBob, Patrick, and the Worm, I think.
But it's like the only reason I would put it on the not top 3 is because they show like a very close up
the butterfly
of the bug's face.
I hate that.
I just remember being really scared of it as a kid.
That's the same. I didn't like it. I always like turned off the TV when I knew that part was coming. I'd be like, okay, Mom, and I'd turn it off and then turn it back on when I thought it was time.
The episode itself is pretty funny. Like
it was like how a butterfly makes the entire town like basically just go in flames, literally.
Right. Precisely. I don't remember any specifics of stuff past season 3, but anything from that era I think would qualify for this.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take the not top 3 too seriously because I figured the entire last couple seasons have been not top 3s. I should have just put like season 8. Like
there are 8 seasons.
I think there's like 12.
Oh my god!
So that shows the last 9 years of SpongeBob haven't been too hot, but it's
tough streak.
Yeah, tough look for Tom Kenny. But all right, should we move on to number 7?
Yeah, unless you had any more, Mike.
No, you got him.
All right.
So number 7 is Chaperone, and that is where SpongeBob accompanies Pearl to the prom.
Oh, so good.
He's long, tan, and handsome.
And this one brings you such music as The Sponge.
The Sponge.
And that's actually kind of a bop. I listened to... There's a Spotify playlist of all the SpongeBob SquarePants tunage. And the Sponge is on there. And I played a little bit of drums and a little bit of guitar, so I was thinking I might have to create a cover of it or something. Because it's fun to listen to. I would listen to it while I was in the car, you know.
You do the Sponge. You do the Sponge.
That would also qualify as one of the more embarrassing songs for Cam's Miata, but...
Oh, yeah, big time.
You do not want to get caught listening to the Sponge at a red light.
And then the second half of 7 is called Employee of the Month. And it's
wow.
where SpongeBob and Squidward are competing to see who can get Employee of the Month. Even though Squidward
What
has
a
made it
duo.
clear. He has made it clear that he doesn't care at all. And he just wants to not be SpongeBob. And I feel that in Squidward, because being a high school athlete, it's kind of hard to not to get jealous and then want to get something just so somebody else doesn't have it.
A thing they do in SpongeBob that is one of my very favorite things is you have your general animation where you've got a background and then animated characters on top of it. But every now and again they'll just impose like
An animated background.
an
while they're walking.
extremely highly detailed image of like a close up of one of their faces or something.
I love when they do that.
And
They do it twice or 3 times this episode when they're that tired.
when
They
there's
stay up
after
40
they're like
hours.
pulling the anchors behind them in the ship or whatever, and they're declaring a truce, and it's just like Squidward's disheveled face with the really disgusting stubble. I can't trust him as far as I could throw him. As soon as he stops shaking my hand, I'm gonna make a run for it. That's a classic.
Yeah, so I
That
thought
is a
that was
classic.
good pick for 7, but it might move up the list. I don't know.
Yeah, that's we'll have to see what happens, but that's a strong 7.
Yeah, I think the whole list is pretty because there's so many good ones, but
Yeah.
I really like Chaperone back to it because SpongeBob has to like make himself be taller. I think, isn't it?
Makes those
Yeah.
And
stilts.
he makes stilts and he like actually wears them to prom and like falls and he breaks the table, he'll have food on it, and like I think he has his head end up in a punch bowl.
I
I
also
would
like
say he's definitely blows up the punch bowl.
that he spray paints a banana peel black and wears it as a toupee.
Yes,
I
yeah.
like that detail a lot.
God about that.
Oh my god.
That's a good one. That might be
Yeah.
the first. That might be like one of the first episodes with Pearl in it. She
I
said,
think it might have been one of the first ones.
I think so.
I feel like this is from season 2. If I want to be wrong.
And she's an excellent character. Very underrated.
Absolutely. Although I wish we at some point had gotten to see the other half of Pearl's parentage, because I just like what happened.
Well, there's like
What is she?
in Mr. Krabs' office, there he has a picture of a whale like jumping out of the ocean, and people think that's Pearl's mom.
Oh,
Wait, is it question though? I feel like I know the answer. Is it like an actual picture of a real whale?
No, it's like a sketch of a whale in the show. So it's like the
Oh,
animation.
that's surprising because I
It's
would
like
have
an
pictured them
animation.
doing like a blue whale breaching, like an actual
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah. No, it's like it's a drawing of a whale on Mr. Krabs'
Okay.
wall. Also, and they think that Pearl's dad's actually in jail because in one of the episodes where they visit the prison, you see this like big ass whale with a couple scars, and he has like these. He has the black and white striped uniform on. So they think that Pearl's real dad is in prison, and then Mr. Krabs is like her stepdad.
oh, it could be.
And
Or
her
a
mom
cuckold.
Left.
Yep.
Yes. So
He's been
There's a-
cuckolded by a stronger, more dominant male.
Yeah, that's how it is on the ocean floor.
oh yeah, Mr. Krabs is stingy ass.
All right. On that note,
Let's move to 6.
number 6, Ian.
This one's a good one. I think the list gets pretty strong from here, but this one is Club SpongeBob and
Oh.
My Pretty Seahorse.
Oh yeah.
So Club SpongeBob, they find this like shed, and they decide to open up a little club for SpongeBob and Patrick, and then Squidward comes in to see like why they're making so much noise. Welcome to our club. Welcome to our club.
Welcome, Squidward. Welcome, Squidward. Welcome, Squidward.
All right.
I love it when they're Squidward, you can't come in. There's not room for you. There's no place for you. And he's like, I'll show them. And then, no, literally, Squidward, there's no room up here. We've been up here for 3 days. We can't get out.
And the featuring of the magic conch in that episode.
That's the biggest thing.
Is
I forgot that was that episode.
Can I have some of the super deluxe sandwich? Yes.
Oh, hail the magic conch!
And and in the end when the sea traveler comes in and he also has a magic conch. And
You mean like this?
oh, so you know it.
That is an all-time episode.
Yeah.
The airplane, it's going down! We have to get rid of some of this payload! Drop the load!
And then it just makes a campsite and then the fire falls down second and just... and then My Pretty Seahorse is the one where SpongeBob tries to tame a seahorse that he finds while jellyfishing.
Mystery?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mystery. And he debates on what he needs to name her. And it's like, I think maybe one of the most memorable scenes is just where SpongeBob has like this flowing red hair. And
Yes.
he's like riding the seahorse, like throwing flowers everywhere.
He looks like Fabio.
Yes. Weesna!
Weesna! That was my mystery impression. We'll keep working on it, boy. That was terrible.
Because Mystery comes... He has Mystery live in the Krusty Krab, and he keeps eating all the orders. And eventually Old Man Jenkins. But... oh my gosh.
What a banger.
That one is stellar. Club SpongeBob, if you asked me to rank my actual 15-minute episodes, would be probably in the top 3 or so.
It'd be up there for me too.
There's
quite a few that I think could fall into that category that would compete with Club SpongeBob. But that's such a good episode. Oh my gosh.
It also like draws out for us like a little bit of like what the ocean is like outside of Bikini Bottom, like these super expansive kelp forests,
uninhabited like wild forests,
which is like a weird detail, but one that I actually really like.
Yeah, because it's not like there's like a civilization in the real ocean, but then like we don't know anything about the first like about the bottom seafloor in the middle of the ocean. Like no one can get there.
Yeah, that's a great one. Great pick, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
So should we move to number 5?
I think whenever you're ready.
Number 5 is Welcome to the Chum Buckets and Frankendoodle. So Welcome to the Chum Bucket is where Mr. Krabs and Plankton are playing cards, right? And so he bets SpongeBob on a game of cards thinking he's going to win. And SpongeBob has to go work at the Chum Bucket. And that features bangers such as this gorilla's not a home. It's not the stove, I know. I would trade it all away if you come back to stay. This kitchen's not the same without you.
I forgot about that one.
I did too.
That song is on like the top 3 of my favorite SpongeBob songs ever. But it also features how Plankton's going to remove SpongeBob's brain and put it in a robot.
Yeah.
Because he's just, nah, I don't really feel like it. And then even the robot's doing the same thing.
I don't wanna. That one, I forgot it's from that episode, but that quote gets a lot of play in this household. Anytime me really just doesn't want to do something, it's, I don't wanna. Why don't you ask me later?
For us, it's nah, I don't really feel like it at the Snyder household. And the back half of that ensemble is Frankendoodle, and that's where the magic pencil falls out of the boat, and it goes all the way down to the bottom of the ocean floor, and SpongeBob finds it, and they're making all this random stuff, like this jellyfish, and I forget what else they make in the episode, but eventually they want to draw SpongeBob, and that SpongeBob becomes evil, and he steals the pencil back, and is you know his signature noise. I
was hoping you would do it.
But I think Patrick might be my favorite character from that episode because of when they're bowling, Yes. And they're like sitting in a little drawn like hole in the ground, and Patrick peeks his head up and gets hit with a strike, and it's like, Patrick, are you okay?
Where's the leak, ma'am?
And that's before they're bowling. And then when he's bowling, Finland! And it took me a while, but it turns out the Finnish had a pretty good bowling team or something, and that's why he said Finland after that, was when he gets 2 strikes.
That's incredible.
That is
Where's the
incredible
leak, ma'am?
detail.
What a deep reference.
But
It's
then
like when
they have to erase SpongeBob at the end.
what episode is that where he goes? There must be someone with Nordic roots on the show because I can't remember what the occasion is, but
Happy
SpongeBob is dressed up like a Viking. He goes,
Oh, it's Happy Leif
Erickson Day. Hinkin' Classic.
I just thought that Franken-Doodle, which is actually called Doodle Bob in the show. The character's not called Franken-Doodle, he's called Doodle Bob.
Doesn't that episode have some kind of heartwarming conclusion though, where like they definitely do some play on like the Frankenstein's monster type?
They had to kill they erase the SpongeBob like bit by bit, and then they shoot the pencil back up into the boat
That's
that it
right.
came from. Unintentionally, not unaware that it was from a boat. They shoot it back up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a heartwarming end to a tragic tale, but I'm tearing up, Mike.
Yeah, SpongeBob exploring the themes of playing God and being a creator.
What is it to be human? What is it to be a sponge? These are difficult questions to explore.
All the big questions.
If I draw, therefore I am.
Well, but the episode starts with like a guy like actually drawing, right? Like,
Yeah,
So I'm
he's
actually
drawing
looking
something.
that up right now because I just Googled this and I think I remember there being like an actual well-known actor doing that. So I'm trying to find that out right now.
He's drawing a picture of the island that's under or above Bikini Bottom.
Yeah,
He
that's
drops
right.
his pencil, and it's like his last pencil, and he drops it in the ocean. And then when it gets shot up at the end, heartbreak occurs because then that pencil breaks.
That's
And
right.
It's his only pencil.
I do remember that.
So then he can't draw, and the whole episode was just faced around that guy not being able to draw anything.
Writer's block. It's a parody or a metaphor.
So
Okay.
is it time to move to 4?
Yeah, let's do 4 walks. And Mike, you will stall. You see if you can find out who that was.
I know. I'm looking around. Ian, do you know what season that was?
I feel like it was 2.
Okay. Keep going. Oh, it was season 2, of course.
Boom.
The young man,
Sniper in the bushes.
He reigns supreme. Let's see. It does not appear that I am correct on this.
I know that, what's his name? Tom Kenny, or who's the guy that does SpongeBob's voice?
It's Tom Kenny.
Yeah, he appears in a number of episodes. Like, he's Patchy the Pirate. Like, it's entirely possible that it could have been his hand.
Yeah.
Or probably actually one of the illustrators.
And then in Suds, when they whip open the shower, it's Tom Kenny singing into a brush or something.
That's right.
Okay, so I found it. The artist with the pencil is Steven Hillenburg, the actual creator of SpongeBob.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I'm not sure that was worth the 2-minute stall, but we found it.
It's a nice little reference.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with it.
All right. What about 4 walks?
4. Oh boy. Number 4, the first half is called Culture Shock. And this is where they open a talent show in the Krusty Krab.
Oh
and
my god.
the second half is called Fun, which features another one of my favorite little ditties. You know how they spell it out.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
U is for you and me. And it's for anywhere, anytime at all, down here in the deep blue sea.
That just for having that song in it, that episode's one of the all-time greats. But it's also just like fun outside of that.
Oh yeah, I'll thoroughly explain the plot here in a second. But for Culture Shock, Mr. Krabs wants to bring in extra revenue, so Squidward is like, "We'll do it. We'll open a talent show. My name will be in lights." And it's like, because Squidward's a wannabe like famous guy, and eventually like everybody performs, and then Squidward comes out to do his dance, and this is where all the gifts come, where it's like Squidward's tentacles start going like,
and the lights are flashing.
And the lights are flashing, and it's like, it just
The
keeps going back
interpretive
and
dance.
forth. Yeah, the interpretive dance. But then eventually nobody likes it, so they all throw tomatoes at him.
Yep.
And this is where it's SpongeBob's time to shine. SpongeBob would give anything to be in this show. And Squidward says, "You know what? Fine. You can mop." And it's like, SpongeBob's so grateful for this opportunity to mop. And so he like sticks out, he like comes out onto the stage and starts mopping up tomatoes. And the guy's like, "Hey, this guy's pretty good." And they start going insane. And so Squidward notices and he pokes his head back out through the curtain. And then they stop applauding. And he goes back and then he puts the broom out. And he switches to his head really fast. And then they all like, it's about a minute of just applause going and then stopping really abruptly whenever
Squid's on stage. Yeah. That's amazing.
They milk that joke and they do it just right.
Yep.
Oh, 100%. And that's about it with Culture Shock. And I thought that was one of my favorite episodes. I didn't know what it was called, though, until I read that it was like Squidward Opens a Talent Show. And then I saw what a banger this 30 minutes was.
Mm-hmm.
And then fun, the plot of that is basically that Plankton has no friends. And SpongeBob wants to change that. So SpongeBob tries to be his friend and introduce him to friendly stuff. And then thinking he's changed, he brings him into the Krusty Krab. And Mr. Krabs is not having it. Not even a little bit. He thinks that Plankton's full of it. And then he takes him to the movies. And he reaches into Plankton's pocket and pulls out a Krabby Patty. Because Mr. Krabs breaks into the theater. Which is like a heartwarming but yet sad tale of deceit and
very sad
trickery.
Betrayal. It's actually kind of...
It's heartwarming at the beginning when you see Plankton's transition,
Yeah.
and as soon as he pulls the Krabby Patty out of his pocket, it's just, oh boy.
What's sad is that, like, you can see, like, as amazing as this is for a show about an animated sponge and Plankton, that Plankton, like, does feel a little bad about doing it,
Yeah.
but, like, can't help himself.
And then Sponge is just destroyed when he sees that Plankton's not really his friend.
All these motivations feel like very honest. It's like actually really well done.
He just wants Plankton to be okay, and then he ends up being the exact same.
Wow.
But then actually ends up with Flats the Flounder, or not Flats the Flounder, it's Bubble Bass sitting on him thinking he was a jelly bean and then eating him at the end. So I thought Plankton got what was coming to him.
Yeah, he got his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings us to number 3. Wax, do you want to go through your honorables?
Sure.
I actually think we should do honorables after, if that's
Oh,
okay.
that's probably
Only
good.
because the way this is going to work, we're not going to remember if the second of the bangers was as good, I think.
That's true.
That's true.
We'll go through honorables.
Let's do that
second.
then.
All right, here comes the really like the cleanup number 4 hitters in the lineup. This is where you want to be, like 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. Number 3 is Wet Painters.
Oh my god.
And the Krusty Krab training video.
Oh, wow.
So, Wet Painters is SpongeBob and Patrick are hired for a super special secret job. They're supposed to paint Mr. Krabs' living room, and they can't get one drop of paint on anything, or he's going to take their butts and put them on his mantle.
Yep.
So,
And I believe there's an actual illustration
I
of...
was just going to say, there is,
It's-
to be clear, that's an actual thing you see.
Yeah.
it's SpongeBob and Patrick's butts over his fireplace, and he's like sipping tea, and I think maybe
Yeah.
like reading a newspaper or something. So they are taking this threat really seriously.
That episode has some of the greatest lines in the entire show when they're trying to figure out how to...
Careful, SpongeBob! SpongeBob, careful, SpongeBob! And the lid pops off with it.
I say that all the time to Louise.
Oh,
Anytime
yes.
she's doing anything even slightly precarious, I'll say, careful, SpongeBob. And then when they're trying to figure out how to get the paint off the dollar, she goes, SpongeBob,
so
we're
good.
not cavemen. We have technology.
And he beats the dollar with the computer.
And then when Krabs gets back and they're waiting for his inspection, and he's, you boys messed up my dollar! Rama!
It's like,
These were all lined up before!
and it's like when SpongeBob's panning out, he has his fingers like in a square, like, huh, perfect, we didn't get a drop of panel. Flounder, what's that? And it's like,
Great Flubbity Flip Jams!
and they zoom in on the dollar, and it's just like, dun, dun, and it just keeps going in freeze frame by freeze frame to this dollar, and it shows a microscopic little dot of paint, and then he tries to scrub it off with his tie, and it gets all over the whole dollar.
When Patrick, for some reason, he's like, you know what? It's not even that special of a dollar. You might as well take that dollar off the wall and replace it with a regular old dollar from my wallet.
It's a great idea, and he's trying to shove it into the vending machine. He's like,
Patrick, no, but Patrick, give me $1. Okay, SpongeBob, but I don't see where you're going with this. Amazing. Also, not to be overlooked is the physical comedy of Patrick blowing up a paint bubble with a bike pump.
That's what I was going to ask. I wanted to make sure I was remembering correctly. There's a paint explosion, and it all lands perfectly on the wall.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they don't know how to get the paint onto the wall. So he takes one of his nose hairs, SpongeBob does, and he puts a line of paint on the wall, and it's just like one singular string. He's like, that's not too bad. And then the paint starts getting so runny, which actually makes no sense with the continuity, because there's no way a brush of that size could accumulate the amount of paint that it did.
No.
But we'll split that small nose hair later. So, yeah, you like that one? So it goes,
thanks, Dylan.
It goes down, and then like to the side again, and then up and back down.
Yeah, they keep blowing it.
And and eventually he takes a hairdryer, and it blows up this bubble. And then SpongeBob didn't know, so he's like, and like blows the top off the hairdryer, thinking he did something good. And then they start making it bigger. And then, what's bigger than one large paint bubble? 2 giant paint bubbles! And Patrick, I don't think this bubble can get much bigger. Nonsense! Then he starts pumping it with the bike pump. And then just blows up and goes perfectly over everything, like in puzzle piece form.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
And then SpongeBob moves, and he moves, and it perfectly covers a silhouette of SpongeBob.
Yep. That's amazing.
Yeah. That's a solid episode. We haven't even started discussing the back half of this episode yet.
No.
The back half is the Krusty Krab training video, and oh boy, this one is all just like new employee fashion. There's not much real dialogue.
No.
It's all just people working at the Krusty Krab, like their actual training video for what you might see on your first day.
It's kind of not like a bold choice to like go this route for like 11 minutes of a kids TV show, but it's like very, very different from their normal.
That's kind of high concept. Yes. Like that's a pretty cool idea. It's like when they do Threat Level Midnight on The Office, or they do the Johnny Karate show on Parks and Rec.
So you want to be a fry cook? Sounds like a lot of hoopla.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla. And then he throws the brick at him.
And hits him with the brick. But then when they're talking about the Krabby Patty and it's coming in from the background and getting bigger.
Bigger.
Totally. That is a banger.
That is a banger.
The secret to the Krabby Patty formula, and then it cuts off, and then that's the end of the episode. And they build up this entire episode to making Krabby Patties. It's like, you gotta scrub the fryers, and it's like shows his fingers like all broken because he's scrubbing really hard, like they're like worn down to the seams, and it's like they build this entire episode up. I really think this episode is fantastic, but then they don't even reveal like how to make Krabby Patties.
It's the perfect ending.
Yeah. I don't think I would have wanted to end any other way, but
no.
That's my take on the episode.
It's a good take.
Oh boy.
Beautiful take.
Oh, I'm getting excited about these two. Number 2 is my favorite, personally. This next grouping. But I have some opinions from outside for number 1. I think you'll know what number 1 is as soon as I say number 2. But number 2 is Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath. This is my all-time favorite. I really like this grouping. But Shanghai is where the Flying Dutchman takes SpongeBob and Patrick aboard, and it features such memorable lines as, "Oh, nga, oh, nga."
Don't worry, Cap. We'll buff out those scratches.
You're good. You're good.
You're good.
You're good. You're good.
Now, whenever my mom is parallel parking or like backing up, I get out of the car and I look at her and go, "You're good. You're good. You're good," and she knows where it's from, so it's well worth its weight in gold. But then it's so funny.
There are too many good quotes in that episode to list.
Yeah.
That's when 3 wishes. I wish we'd known that earlier, and the clock goes. Or when I'll give you 3 wishes. Make it 5, 4, 3. Take it or leave it. Okay, 3 wishes.
And don't get me wrong, but this is the one where he sends Squidward into like the eternal abyss,
The fly of despair.
Yeah.
Fly of despair.
Also, like when
It looks like Squidward has like an LSD trip that's gone bad. Like
they're scaring people, and Larry the Lobster is on a run, and the Dutchman comes through that steel wall, and then SpongeBob and Patrick just make imprints in the wall.
I think it's face prints. I think it's like silhouettes, like 3D pictures, basically on the wall.
It's like Han Solo.
Yes.
Precisely. And then when the Dutchman starts spinning his head in a full circle, and then SpongeBob and Patrick start doing it, and then turn into figure skaters. And then the best part about that is right after that episode, they're sitting like in the galley on a bench with their hands on their knees, and if you look behind them, like on a peg on the wall, their ice skates are hanging.
Yeah, I saw that. The only way to get out is through the perfume department. Oh, I always hate going in there.
What an amazing 11 minutes of television.
I mentioned this to Kyle a few months ago. This was like my first idea, was the top 10 SpongeBob quotes. And then you
That's
said that
impossible.
it wouldn't have worked. There's so many that wouldn't have worked with continuity, so we decided to go with episodes instead.
Like within this single episode, there's like 7.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
you're
it
good.
would have
You're
been
good. You're
unfair.
good. You're good is probably one of the most used TV quotes of the past 20 years.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches.
I don't think this is working out, boys. So you're gonna let us free? Well, no, actually, I was thinking I was just going to eat you. See you at dinner. He's got his dining sock.
The dining sock. I forgot about that.
I don't know what I would do without my trusty old dining sock. Oh my god. And then Gary takes a bath. I think is not quite in the pantheon of all-time 11-minuters, but it's extremely entertaining.
And it has the titan of quotes. It's look, Gary, doubloons. Don't drop them. And it's like bars of soap, like
Doubloons.
Doubloons.
I'm a dirty boy.
Gary, if you don't take this bath, I'm gonna blow up. It's like a timer that's supposed to go on, but
It just lets him.
blows up.
Wow. I actually am not sure what number 1 is, because I know that we have talked about an episode that we absolutely love, but I don't know what the second half of it is.
This is the
boy.
joyous mystery of this episode. of this pod.
You
Like,
are
I'm enjoying
in for a
not
treat.
knowing.
Yeah.
You're in for a treat then.
I think
Okay,
I might
so-
know because of the quick IMDb I did to find out who was acting. Because there's one episode that I was like, holy shit, those are the same episode.
You're probably right then, but is that time to move on to number 1? Number 1 is the joint of Secret Box and the Titan Band Geeks.
Yes.
Yeah. I could not believe that was the same episode.
Yeah, this is just a all-star
Those are probably
episode.
my 2 favorite episodes. Like those
They're
I
up there
think
for me.
Band Geeks is number 1.
Band
Yeah.
Geeks it's up there for me too.
It was in the
That-
Super Bowl. Like as dumb as that thing was in the Super Bowl, it was in the Super Bowl.
Well, they
actual
soiled
Super Bowl.
they soiled it
Soiled it.
with some of fucking Astro World doing
Yeah.
his little
Yeah.
like I didn't like that at all. But
I think that Band Geeks is so good and so famous that any pairing with it would make it a top 3.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good argument. You could easily put it up there. But then having
You could have
Secret
put
Box,
Face Freeze with this and it'd be number 3.
Yeah.
I think so.
But then to throw Secret Box on there,
It's
forget
just
it.
out of this world. Like
I
you're
think
not getting any better pairings.
I don't know which I prefer. Like I might actually like Secret Box better.
The secret string on the secret box.
if you, I looked at Ian and pulled the secret string on my super secret box, revealing the super secret hatch that actually has an embarrassing photo of SpongeBob at the Christmas party. No, and then the whole time it's like SpongeBob worrying if it's I wonder if it's a picture of me, an embarrassing picture of me at the Christmas party. It's like such a weird thing to just have in a box too. Like
It's also just not like realistic to think they would have a Christmas party.
yeah.
Well, there is a Christmas party episode
There's a few of them.
that does feature a hilarious picture where SpongeBob is sad that Santa Claus doesn't come, and Squidward takes a picture of him next to the tree, and his eyes are all big and blue, and his nose is droopy.
So that might be the picture they're talking about.
It's not super embarrassing. It's just sad.
it's
It's
just sad.
Squid.
Yeah.
That's the episode where Squidward, he's like, ha, 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 and it overlays an image of a donkey. Like, he's being an ass. Anyways.
For me, I thought the secret picture might have been something that had a lot of, I don't know, eggnog involved, and it had, like,
Yeah.
the way I pictured it was, like, SpongeBob in a Christmas hat, and, like, I don't know why, but, like, nothing else, like, singing Christmas tunes really loud. That
That's
was
the
what...
picture. That's canon now.
That's what I thought the picture was.
That's it.
Yep. That's
Um,
canon.
But just the overall, like, how Patrick acts in this episode, it's like, the inner negations of my mind are an enigma. And it's just the milk spilling over. And I have a joke with somebody at work who calls me an enigma because he worked for Talia too. And then it was like, and on my first day it was like, you're kind of like Talia. Like, no, Talia's more of an open book. I'm kind of an enigma. And then I referenced the episode, and then we've been work friends. Workplace proximity associates, if you don't mind me saying. But
Mouse rat theory. If you can
that is
reference,
mouse rat theory.
if you can reference SpongeBob like that and have it understood, you're guaranteed to be friends with that person.
oh,
Guaranteed.
Yeah, it was great.
I do
He's
have a
actually the one that
question
helped
for
me
you,
with the
Ian.
list, and he put thanks Bill, but he put the one on the list of he said this one's up there, and I didn't know these two were grouped together, so shout out to him. But
One question I have for you, Ian. Do you know if mayonnaise is an instrument?
I can assure you that that's not an instrument, nor is horseradish.
Okay, that was actually my follow-up. So
That
thanks
was
for
your
kind of
follow-up?
getting thanks for getting ahead of that.
Let's
I
talk
think-
some highlights of these episodes because I think let's start with the box.
Okay.
Kyle knows the quote exactly, and I'm sure both of you do. But let's just say you were climbing up a mountain. Like, what would you do?
Oh, Mike, you're confused. So the secret box is different from
The idiot box.
The idiot box.
Idiot box is the imagination
Wait,
episode.
what is Secret Box? That's
Secret
just
Box-
the one with the string?
Yeah, someone with the string
I thought
in the
that
box.
was in the Idiot Box.
No, it's different. I know what you're talking about, though. That's
Oh.
a common mistake.
Idiot box is probably You're right. Probably the second best.
All right, that's my
episode.
second favorite episode ever. But I do remember the Secret Box too. I just thought I'm remembering incorrectly that I thought those were combined.
Wait, so like this whole time where we're like talking about like the pulling the secret box string and
Yes, I remember that precisely, but I thought that was in.
Oh God. I wish if Band Geeks and Idiot Box had been the same
That-
episode, it'd be the greatest episode of
Yeah,
television. Period.
no-
That's kind of what I was thinking. But
Yeah.
continue as though that didn't happen because I do know the Secret Box episode too, and also love that episode.
But I do want to take the time to go through quotes from Idiot Box because it is
I would
full
also
of them.
really like to
Yes.
do that.
First, we established a base camp at 13,000 feet. How are you doing that?
Thank you for doing that for me. That's all I wanted you to say. But I have such a good memory of in the Secret Box, the string just like the lonely little string just hanging limply there as you like see him pull it.
It's fantastic.
It's a good episode.
and it opens a secret hatch in the secret box.
That's right.
Yeah.
We never went through the plot of Bang Geeks, but I think anybody who actually will
Yeah.
like listen to this podcast, it's actually a SpongeBob fan, will know exactly what happens. But
If you've made it this far, you've probably seen Band Geeks.
yeah, you've definitely seen
Yeah.
Bang Geeks. If you're interested enough to click on the title of this episode, you'll know Bang Geeks.
I'm just picturing the twirler taking off accidentally.
Twirlers really twirl those flags! And then they start playing the...
Yeah, they start playing taps.
Yeah.
When,
One of my favorites, like, he's talking to, he's like, winds, let me hear it. And they, like, blow really loud. It's like, percussion, now you. And it's like that.
Too bad that didn't kill me.
Because it hangs him up on the board. Like,
Plankton, how's that harmonica solo coming?
I think I'm really getting it down. Yeah.
Probably my favorite line from that episode, though, is when Squidward quits out of desperation, and then SpongeBob gives his speech.
Yes.
Larry, when your heart gave out from all those tanning pills, who revived you? Some guy in an
A fireman!
And your house burned down. Who saved your child? A fireman. Right. So if we could just pretend that Squidward was a fireman or some guy in an ambulance, I'm sure we could band together and truly know what it means to be in a marching band.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for the fireman!
And then when they show up at the Bikini Bottom Superdome, they see Squilliam, and then Squidward, where's your band? Oh, they died in a marching accident. So who's that?
That's my band! That's his eager face. And then don't sleep on it. Like, the performance at the halftime show of the Bubble Bowl is
Insane.
amazing.
To say the
Just
least.
one of the great moments in television. I think that was probably... I might go as far as to say that's the most unexpected moment in television history.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anything has been more completely out of nowhere. Like, those guys holding each other's arms as they sway and cry, like the lighters.
With the lighters, and then the face is like half painted.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
it's just like...
I could not in a million years have seen that coming.
I watched this episode not too long ago, and it actually got chill. Like, I got chills when I heard. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
The winner takes all!
And then it goes to Patrick in like the drum solo on the '80s drums that are just flat. Like,
He's got the little square rimmed sunglasses.
and it has Plankton playing a very miniature sized keyboard.
Yeah.
And then the brass. It goes on, and you know what? I think that whole episode could have just been that scene, and
Yes.
it would have still been up there with my top.
Yeah,
4.
just could have done like static the rest of the episode.
Yep. Because true fans would have watched to the end, and they would have seen the performance, and I think it would have been worth it at the Super Bowl halftime show. But it's
So we are at an hour, but we have not done honorable mentions, which is, and as we've done this, I've written down like probably 20 episodes. So we really just need it to be rapid fire, which is really too bad because this could be another podcast.
Yeah.
Easily. But Ian, what were your honorables?
okay. Mine were new digs. This is when SpongeBob moves into the Krusty Krab because he was 1 minute late to work.
Yep.
Missing
Yes.
identity. This is like the Seinfeld looking one where he keeps cutting to the camera, and the name tag is on the.
Depending on what the second half is, this one I might stump for because Missing Identity,
This is so
the
good.
noir style, like detective theme is
It's the most important meal of the day. Serving it up Gary's way. Pow!
right. That one.
So you know it. But the next one is chocolate with nuts. This is where
Yes.
they're chocolate bar salesmen. The other half
But
is
the
not
other
good.
half is great too.
What's the other half?
The other half is Barnacle Boy becomes evil.
This is every villain is lemons, isn't it?
Yes.
That's an all-time. If those two
okay.
are together, that has to be on the list.
yeah.
we're-
So that's
we're-
one.
I'm-
That's one of the
I'm
ones
even
I saw.
stumping for that
Couldn't believe
one.
it was paired.
I'm even stumping for that one because there's so many Mermaid Man Barnacle Boys.
Yeah,
But,
and
like,
it's the one where he's evil.
This is
Every villain is lemons.
This is where he becomes Barnacle Man, and it comes on the list. I think this is Barnacle Boy 3, right? I think it's something like
that's
that.
the episode with Alex's favorite line where they're like, Barnacle Boy lists his demands. And he's like, I want a full Krabby Patty. And then the dirty bubble goes, yeah, make him eat dirt. It's like, what?
World domination.
Okay, so we'll come back to that one. What's next?
Squirrel jokes, and this is where he stops insulting Sandy when she requests him to, which just shows SpongeBob's true friendship for Sandy. It's like it features such a great quote as when he's trying to not make fun of Sandy. It's like salt shakers. You ever think about those things? Like I fill him up every night at close, and where does it all go? The next one is sleepy time, and this is where SpongeBob goes into all of his comrades' dreams.
Yeah,
I love
can't
that
sleep.
one.
That's a
Especially
great
when in Gary's dream, he's like he's like 6 feet tall and wearing that robe, and he's just like in a library
And he's talking about like all of SpongeBob's book and
explaining
dreams
the amorality of invading other people's
Yes.
dreams. It's amazing.
The next one, Mike, you're really gonna like. The next honorable mention is Idiot Box because I didn't. If I remember correctly, the other half wasn't too good.
I'm gonna look up what the other episode is.
Hope Squid's not too down in the dumps today.
It's actually in the dump. The last one that I have on there is SB129, and that's where everything is chrome in the future.
Yeah,
and features such great
chrome.
Yeah. Future.
That's a good one.
That's all that I have on my list, but I'm sure there's plenty others that we've stumbled on.
I have so many that I just want to run through.
Yeah.
Lost Identity said the one where they steal a balloon on National Free Balloon Day and they have to go on the run.
So good.
All this running will be good for our buns and thighs.
Yeah, buns and thighs. Who stole my rectangle?
Yeah. The Late Shift, that's the one with the hash-slinging slasher.
The hash-bringing / singing.
Yes. The hash-slinging slasher. Nosferatu.
And the walls will ooze green slime. Oh, no, they do that anyway.
Dying for Pie. This is the one where SpongeBob knits Squidward a sweater made from his own eyelashes, and then to repay him, Squidward gets him a pie that's actually a bomb.
Yep.
And they do all the fun things on SpongeBob's list.
I want to introduce my friend Squidward to everyone in town wearing a salmon suit. You're going to wear the salmon suit? And it cuts to Squidward wearing a salmon suit.
The one where SpongeBob has that #1 hat.
Oh, yep. That's, I forget what... It's One Man's Trash is what it's called. It's, it's where Mr. Krabs is trying to give him the hat, and he digs out of the grave.
And then, it's... Schmitty, Schmirgen, Megan, Jensen.
They actually cut to
He
this
was #1!
They cut to this, not during the Super Bowl halftime show, but it was a meme. It was like, am I really going to defile this grave for money? Of course I am!
Of course I am.
Steven Hillenburg, rip, but they defiled the grave for money is what they're talking about.
I see. You said this one. Fine Dining, the one where Squilliam comes to the Krusty Krab.
That's Squilliam Returns, I think it's called, and it's forget everything but fine dining.
And breathing. I love his name. I love the memes that get thrown around where he can't remember his name and it's all the SpongeBob's inside his brain, tearing that office apart.
Running around.
Yeah.
And it's hurry on, what am I paying you for? You're not paying us at all. We're not even real. We're just a figment of your imagination. And then it's you're fired. No, I have kids.
Bubble Buddy. I love that episode.
Yep.
Rip Pants, just because the song is so great.
Because the fool who went and ripped his pants.
Winding up with no one is a lot less fun than a burn from the sun. So sand in your butts. Alright. This is actually one of my all-time favorites. It's the one where Mr. Krabs loses his first dollar. It got eaten by a giant clam. And it's a Moby Dick thing where they go and try to catch the whale.
It's his millionth dollar.
Oh, his millionth dollar. That one's great. Let's see. You talked about that one. Idiot Box. This is just one of my favorite images of all time. The one where Squidward has never tried a Krabby Patty.
It's called One Bite. I almost put it on. It's just one bite. I almost put it on there.
Squidward, you can't eat that many Krabby Patties. Why? Am I gonna blow up?
No, it'll all go to your thighs. And then it'll blow up.
This is my favorite Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy one where they have to rehabilitate Man Ray.
Oh my god.
And
with the tickle belt?
Yeah. Anytime I drop any heavy box or anything heavy, I'm like, what was in there? My wallets. Excuse me, sir. I noticed you were struggling with that heavy package. And then
the whole bit with the wallet in that
SpongeBob, you've rehabilitated me. I have lost the urge to do evil. And I opened a checking account. Look, my checks have little poodles on them.
Sir, is this your wallet?
Doesn't look familiar.
But this is you, right?
Yep.
I found this ID in this wallet. Which means this should be your wallet.
Makes sense to me.
Then take it.
But it's not my wallet.
Exactly. Yep. I love it.
Indoors, the episode where SpongeBob breaks his butt and then has to stay inside from there on after.
I know a place where you never get hard. A magical place with magical charm.
That Penny has the most beautiful singing voice. I mostly like that episode because it ends with the gorilla and the zebra, and then it cuts to an actual family watching it on TV, and they just shake their heads and turn it off.
Yep.
The one where SpongeBob procrastinates while writing his essay about what not to do at a stoplight.
Don't you have a paper to write? How do you know I have a paper to write? I say this to Talia all the time because my sister Talia is studying for the CPA. So when she comes out, because she gets distracted on home, she'll, don't you have a paper to write?
Squidsville, the one where he moves to Tentacle Acres.
Yep.
That was great.
This is actually one of my all-time favorites, Reef Blower. It's entirely silent. It's just when SpongeBob is playing with the reef blower and
the shell, like he's trying to get rid of the shell in his yard.
Yep.
And it just keeps going.
That one is really just like a piece of art.
It's a solid episode.
The Fry Cook games.
Okay, so let's talk Fry Cook games. So I just pulled up, I was looking at the episodes to try to see ones that are surprisingly good combos. That one's an incredible combo because it's Jellyfish Hunter and the Fry Cook games are one episode. So when
that's when Mr. Krabs is trying to like get the jellyfish, right?
Yes, and that's
domesticate them for jelly for his burger.
Yes. So that's one episode. That's an incredible episode. That's with Old Buzzy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all you people.
Hey, all you people, won't you listen to me?
So I'll continue yours, but that's one to think about because that's an incredible combo.
Last one I had was the snowball fight, where Squidward ends up taking it way too far. But that's
and
I love that.
He builds a fortress, just
and then yeah. So I guess the ones that were serious are okay, Mike. So then you go through any that you saw.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I'll just give ones that had crazy combos that were better than you remember. One is Sailor Mouth and Artist Unknown. So Sailor Mouth is the one when SpongeBob and Patrick start swearing.
Yeah, they start. They replace it with the dolphin noises.
Yes. And then Artist Unknown is the one where Squidward is going to become an art teacher, but SpongeBob is his only student.
You gotta date the marble.
Yeah.
You gotta be the marble.
I mean, that's a pretty shockingly incredible combo.
Yep.
And then, so this one, the Idiot Box episode, we forgot its other episode. It's
What's the other
Nasty
episode?
Patty.
Ooh.
Is that when he kills the health inspector?
That's when they kill the health inspector.
Oh,
I think that's gotta make the list then.
That's going to make the
episode.
list and make it high. That's an incredible combo.
That's a
And then
top 4, I think.
I think so too. And then the other one, which I love, is the Great Snail Race and Midlife Crustacean. So this is the one.
Oh yeah.
Yes, this is when Gary is going to become a racer, and it's the one where they. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? This is the one where.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
This is the one where they're gonna go on a panty raid.
Guess you'll miss the.
That's not a ride.
Guess you'll miss the panty raid. What did you say?
The panty raid.
What are you doing in my knickers drawer?
That's so good. So I think that the Nasty Patty Idiot Box has to be on the list and high.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, also, wait, one last one. Two things. One, the hooks one. What goes on? Remember they ride the hooks?
Playing hooky.
Yeah.
Does this look dangerous to you?
I love that one. The other question I have is, what's the one where SpongeBob ends up in the cave with all of the sardines?
There's one where he goes into the wild and lives like a jellyfish.
Yeah, and there's one.
That is that one.
Is that one? Oh, is it the cave with all the? It's not the sardines. It's the urchins, the sea urchins.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Itchy. Why am I so itchy? That one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, honorable mention is the very first episode where SpongeBob applies for the job and Krabs sends him on a wild goose chase for a fancy
a hydrodynamic spatula with port and starboard attachments.
Wow.
And there's one other thing, but my favorite part about that episode is that it features the Tiny Tim song.
Yeah.
It's like living in the sunlight, living in the moonlight, I wonder why. Like, because he's doing the
and he's feeding all the anchovies.
Yep.
Anchovies!
A smelly smell that smells smelly.
Yeah.
All right, so I think Nasty Patty Idiot Box needs to be on there. What else?
I don't know. I I think you did an amazing job, Ian. Like, I think that Sailor Mouth, Artist Unknown, and Great Snail Race Midlife Crustacean are like
They're like, I think
11, 12.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They're 11, 12 on the list.
I think I don't. If I had to choose one to come off, I'm having a hard time. Like, I really don't want to get rid of pizza delivery.
But Home Sweet Pineapple isn't as good, so I could see that one coming off just because pizza delivery is an honorable mention instead.
Home Sweet Pineapple is better than I think we're remembering.
It's good. I just think, like, of the two pairings, I think that one might be one of the weakest ones. But, like, Something Smells, like, that one could maybe come off.
I just like the Bossy Boots episode so much because it's so clever.
Yeah.
The first one I think that I would be comfortable taking off is actually the Strangler and Prank Squad.
That was what I was going to say. I think that's the move.
Sure.
Are you cool with that, Ian?
Yeah, no, I understand that.
All right. Then let's just talk about where we want to put Idiot Box and Nasty Patty, and then
Bump down everything else.
I think that's kind of the play.
I think that's the move.
I think that Idiot Box and or Idiot Box, what's the other one? Nasty Patty? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that one could be right in front of probably Wet Painters.
Yeah, I was going to say put it right behind Wet Painters, but I'm fine with that.
Because at number then it could go Wet Painters B4, Culture B5, Chocolate B6.
I think that's exactly the right spot.
Well, people, I think it feels, I don't know if you agree, but it feels like we have a list.
It seems like what we've just done is definitively ranked the top 10 SpongeBob episodes.
I think you might be right.
And as soon as I figure out this stupid spreadsheet, Ian can recount them for us, and we'll get on out of here. Ian, could you please read that list for us from 10 to 1?
Number 10, Pizza Delivery, Home Sweet Pineapple. Number 9, Something Smells, Bossy Boots. Number 8, Chaperone, an Employee of the Month. Number 7, Club SpongeBob, My Pretty Seahorse. Number 6,
Please not.
Welcome to the Chum Bucket, Frankendoodle. Number 5, Culture Shock and Fun. Number 4, Wet Painters and the Krusty Krab training video. Number 3, Idiot Box and Nasty Patty. Number 2, Shanghai, Gary Takes a Bath, and your best SpongeBob episode on the Spongepod Squarecast is Secret Box and Band Geeks.
Amazing.
Incredible. And you have unsurprisingly just blown us out of the water and done an incredible job.
Incredible second appearance from
Incrediboy. We will be referring to you as Incrediboy from now on. You're our ward.
We are affiliated with you.
Yes.
Does this mean I get to come back?
As often
you
as
keep
you would
producing material like this, you're welcome anytime.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, a big thank you to Ian and a big thank you to Kevin MacLeod for putting together our Musacs. Also a big thank you to Aaron for putting together our artwork. Fantastic. Anything else, Michael?
Well, you can check her stuff out at Santasign on Instagram. Right. I heard.
Jesus.
That's a big thing I've heard. And if you want to check anything else on the social medias, you can check out the fine work of Caroline Labranti on our Instagram at Top10KM, our poopy Twitter, Top10KM, or you can shoot us an email on Gmail, top10km@gmail.com. In all of those cases, the 10 is spelled out TEN. Shoot us some thoughts, give us some feedback, propose an episode. We'd love to have you. I'm sure you're listening to this on some sort of app, but if you want a different one, check us out on the Apple Podcast app, Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, pretty much wherever podcasts can be found. That's what I would say.
I think that's what there is to say. You have been listening to the Spongepod Squarecast.
Pew, pew, pew! Thanks, boys. Adios.